interviewing Miss McKenzie today.
So, Ms. McKenzie, what was your previous career or careers before you became a teacher?
Oh, good question. I wrote for a newspaper. What else did I do? That was the one job I had before becoming a teacher. And then I left teaching for 15 years. And I was a mom. That was a hard job. It's still
Hardest job you'll ever have.
Yep.
Alright, next question. Why did you want to become a teacher?
Oh, I have always wanted to become a teacher. When I was a kid, I would make my poor little brother and sister. My parents got me a chalkboard, and they put it on the wall in the basement. I was like 7 years old. And I would make my sister, who must have been 2, and my brother, who was 4, I would make them sit at desks. We had school desks. And I would teach them.
Teach them what you do.
Yeah, I would teach them. So I've always wanted to be a teacher. And then in high school, I just had some teachers that changed my life. And so I said, I want to do this.
Do you like being a teacher?
I like the teaching part. I like interacting with the students. That's probably my favorite part. I like the look in a student's eyes when they get something, like when I've actually, changed something in their brain to make it work a different way. That's so cool to me. I love working with the people I work with. Being a teacher is hard though. I don't like not having nights and weekends to myself. I tend to work on school almost all the time when I'm not sleeping. I don't like the extra stuff, It makes it hard to do what I love to do, which is just standing in front of a room and illuminating minds.
Alright. What college did you go to become a teacher?
I went to Gordon College in Wenham, Massachusetts. It's north of Boston. Very small school, but very well known for education. So we had a very good reputation with all the school districts around us, which made it very easy to work with those schools and get a lot of experience. So by my freshman year, I was in a classroom, a high school classroom, right away. And then I did a little bit of graduate work in North Dakota. So.
What is your favorite class to teach out of 7th or 8th grade? 7A, 7B, 7C, and AAB.
Ooh, this is a trick question. And I am sorry to say, it is not a class that any of you are in. 7B is a really fun group to interact with. They are very polite. They are very motivated. And they treat me well. And so they're very easy. I don't have to, that group comes in here and we work for an hour and a half. They just are so focused and,
that certainly does not sound like Gavin.
So it's a great class to work with, and it's very rewarding because they really want to learn. They really are here for that purpose, and that's cool. I love all my classes though. That was a very tricky question.
As soon as you said they were always willing to work, I was like, that's not our group. Because there's always one group that's...
We are not making eye contact with anyone, Tristan. Okay.
Alright, when you were a child, what was your favorite and least favorite subject?
Oh.
Other than the one that you teach?
Oh, other than the one that I teach. Okay. I gotta think about this. Oh, history. Oh my word, history. I am a history fanatic. And if I had to teach another class to teach, it would be history. But because I teach English, I can teach history. And then my least favorite class, math. I've just never had a mind for math.
For some reason, most people would say that they hate math.
Yeah, it was always hard for me.
Math is in your life the most.
Except geometry. I loved geometry, fell in love with geometry, but algebra confounded me. Yeah.
What was your dream job when you were a kid? You kind of answered this already.
Yeah, I did want to be a teacher. I did think about being a lawyer. I wanted to be president. I did want to, like, I was thinking about going into, like, it would still have been teaching, but interpreting for the deaf, like, working with deaf students. And I was thinking about going to college and studying sign language because I already knew sign language. But I opted for this direction.
This is kind of an interesting question. Did one of your teachers inspire you?
Oh, yes. Mr. Gabordi at Ledyard High School. Amazing. He would act out scenes from books. So I still remember him. This is like almost 30 years ago, and I still remember him acting out scenes from Of Mice and Men. To Kill a Mockingbird. He taught me the book To Kill a Mockingbird. The teacher who teaches you To Kill a Mockingbird will change your life, so that's just automatic. Lance Rockefeller was my journalism teacher in high school, and just profoundly influenced me.
Do you still connect with your previous teachers?
Good question.
Or do you sort of talk?
Mr. Rockefeller passed away about 14 years ago. And this summer, this is a crazy story. I organized a book sale at my library, and I was going through boxes of books, and I found books from Mr. Rockefeller that his wife had donated to the library. And I was so excited because he had influenced me, and I was like, oh my word, it's Lance, it's his handwriting, like, these are his books. And I bought one of them because it had notes in it from him that were just so him. So that was really exciting. Mr. Gabordi still lives in the same town that I do. And yes, I do bump into him. He's on the Board of Education now. He's retired. He was the principal of Ledyard High School, and then he retired, and now he's on the Board of Ed. So yeah, I still see Mr. Gabordi every once in a while. So my children go to the high school where I went. So I do, like when they first started there, every once in a while I would bump into teachers, and the principal of their school was someone I went to school with. So, but most of the teachers I had are retired right now. Good question.
All right.
All right.
That's all we got.
Thank you.